You can't fix your avoidant partner by loving them harder. Your love, your empathy pushes them away because you're giving them more of what triggers them. Yes, people instinctively want to prove to the avoidant that they're not going to reject them, that they're not going to abandon them. They want to prove to this person that they are in fact lovable and worthy of receiving love. The problem is, this person doesn't believe it. They don't believe that they are worthy of love. They don't know how to receive love, and you can't force it. And your love is actually what triggers them. This goes back to their childhood. This is a person that was on the receiving end of consistent childhood emotional neglect, growing up in households where you don't talk about feelings. They grew up to personalize this neglect, to feel like there's something inherently wrong with them, that they're defective and unlovable. So as an adult, when they have a partner that is emotionally available, loving, consistent, and empathetic, they view this person as being too good for them. And it's inevitable that this person, the loving partner, is going to figure out that they are in fact too good for the avoidant. And they're going to get rejected and they're going to get abandoned by this person. When they have a consistent, loving, emotionally available partner, emotional intimacy, emotional closeness naturally builds. And the avoidant feels very unsafe with emotional closeness. They learned as a child, if you rely on anybody for your emotional needs, such as their parents or caretakers, you're going to get rejected. You're going to get disappointed, perhaps even outright abandoned. So it causes them a ton of anxiety when closeness is building. It causes them a ton of anxiety when their partner is giving them tons of love and empathy. They don't know how to receive it. They were never shown how to receive it because they were never given it. It feels foreign to them. Emotional distance is where they feel safe because they feel safe behind their walls. Their subconscious fear is, if I let down my wall, my partner is going to figure me out and I'm going to be exposed as not being good enough, as not being lovable. So when the relationship builds closer and you're giving them tons of love, commitment, energy, and consistency, it triggers them. They don't feel safe because they don't feel good enough. So when you try to convince them that you are going to stick around, that you love them unconditionally and you're never going to hurt them, you're just pouring more and more and more onto them of what triggers them. You're just pushing them away further and further and further because you're giving them more of what makes them feel so unsafe and so uncomfortable. And giving them more of it is not going to suddenly fix them and make them want to receive it. They have to want it on their end. They have to want to heal, to work on themselves, to self-reflect, take accountability, recognize where their attachment wounds come from, and heal those wounds and learn new behaviors. And that should include therapy with a licensed psychotherapist. Plus, another downside of trying to prove your love to them is that you're unintentionally enabling them. You're sending them the message that it's okay to push you away. It's okay to pull the rug from under your feet. It's okay to blindside you and show you no empathy, that you'll always be an available option waiting for them. Yes, you might want to convince them and show them, but it's having quite the opposite effect of what you desire. Plus, you're sending yourself a profoundly negative message. You're sending yourself the message that it's okay to be treated as an option, that you have to convince this person that you're lovable, that you're worth sticking around for. When in reality, it's actually them that feels like they're not good enough for you. They feel not worthy of your love. It feels like they're rejecting you, but they're actually rejecting themselves as not being good enough to receive your love, as being not good enough to be kept around by you. But trying to convince them of this is a fool's errand because you're trying to catch a person that does not want to be caught. And by doing so, you're making it so they don't have to self-reflect and work on themselves because they're getting enabled. They have you as an available option whenever they decide that they want to bring you back into the relationship. And you're sending yourself that message that it's okay to be treated as such. Respect yourself. Respect your worth. Don't chase this person. Recognize that you deserve to be shown the love, effort, and commitment that you would give to somebody else. You don't deserve less. You don't have to prove to the other person that you are lovable. You don't have to earn the love, because in a healthy relationship, that love is given both ways, not one person constantly chasing, pursuing, and trying to convince the other person. The avoidant can change, absolutely, but if they're going to do it, if they're going to work on themselves and heal these deep wounds, they have to want it. That means they often have to hit rock bottom. And everyone's rock bottom is different. But for many avoidants, that rock bottom is actually losing someone or potentially losing somebody that was special to them, which is why chasing them, pursuing them, and trying to convince them does not work. But giving them space, distance, no contact, that can actually get through to them when they experience the loss of you, when they're no longer being enabled. Plus, it's such a powerful, uplifting message for you that you are not going to chase a person that has hurt you in such a manner, that you are respecting your own worth. You deserve the same kind of commitment and love and energy that you give. Don't sell yourself short.